You didn't plan to think this much tonight. It just started. One small moment, one sentence someone said, one look you can't decode. And now your mind is wide awake, replaying, rewriting, predicting. You tell yourself it's nothing, but it never feels like nothing, does it? There are triggers no one warns you about. Not loud ones, quiet ones. The kind that slip in through the side door of your mind. Like when someone replies with okay. Just that. No emoji. No extra words. And suddenly, you're scanning tone in a single syllable. Was it cold? Were they annoyed? Did you say too much? You stare at the screen longer than you'd admit. Or when you send a message and see typing, then it disappears. That vanishing bubble can ruin your entire evening because now you're imagining what they were about to say, what they deleted, what they decided not to tell you. You won't say it out loud, but it stays with you. Another trigger, silence after you open up. You finally say something real, something vulnerable, and the response feels smaller than you hoped. Not cruel, just light. And your chest tightens. You start analyzing your own honesty. Was it too much? Too dramatic? Too inconvenient? You promise yourself to be quieter next time. Then there's eye contact. When someone looks at you for half a second longer than usual, or not long enough, you'll replay that glance like it contained a hidden message, like you missed something important, like there was a code you failed to crack. Don't even trust your own interpretation. And compliments. Strange, right? Someone says you did great, and instead of feeling warm, you feel suspicious. Did they mean it? Are they just being polite? Do they expect something now? You dissect praise like it's a trap. And when you make a tiny mistake, not a big one, just a small slip, saying the wrong word, tripping slightly, sending the wrong attachment, your mind treats it like a headline event. You picture everyone remembering it, replaying it, judging you for it, even though deep down you know they probably forgot, but your brain doesn't let it go. Another quiet trigger, being left on read. It's not just about the message, it's about what it implies. You start building stories. Maybe they're upset, maybe they're losing interest, maybe you're slowly becoming less important. You don't want to believe that, but the thought appears anyway. Or when someone's tone shifts slightly, just slightly. Maybe they're tired. Maybe they had a bad day. But you assume it's connected to you. You scroll back through conversations, looking for the exact moment things change. You become a detective in your own relationships. And then there's bedtime. The house is quiet. Lights are off. That's when your mind decides it's time. Every unfinished conversation, every awkward moment from years ago, every possible future disaster, they line up like they've been waiting. You rehearse conversations that haven't happened. You defend yourself against imaginary accusations. You explain things no one has asked about. And somehow it feels urgent. Another trigger, seeing someone's mood change. Even if it has nothing to do with you, you sense it instantly. A shift in energy, a pause in laughter, a distant look. And you start scanning yourself. What did I do? Did I say something wrong? Was I too loud? Too quiet? You take responsibility for emotions that aren't yours. Then there's social media. You post something simple and check who viewed it. Not once, not twice. You measure reactions like they hold a hidden verdict. Why did they see it and not respond? Why did they like someone else's post but not yours? It shouldn't matter, but it lingers. Another one, being asked, are you okay? Even when you are. The question makes you doubt yourself. Do I seem off? Did I look strange? Was my smile fake? You start observing yourself from the outside, adjusting, correcting, like you're under a quiet spotlight. Or when plans change last minute, even if it's harmless, your mind spirals into meaning. Do they not want to see me? Am I becoming optional? Was I just convenient? You tell yourself not to overreact. But your body already feels it. Tight chest, heavy stomach, and criticism, even soft criticism. Someone suggests a small improvement, and you hear it louder than they said it. It echoes. You replay their words with sharper edges. You imagine how long they've been thinking that about you. You don't just hear feedback, you hear rejection. Another trigger. When someone doesn't laugh at your joke, a tiny silence, and your brain turns it into evidence. I'm awkward. I'm trying too hard. I should have stayed quiet. You smile it off. But inside, you shrink. Or when someone takes longer to reply than usual. 5 minutes feels like 30, 30 feels like hours. You imagine distance growing in real time. You picture them losing interest mid-conversation. You imagine yourself fading from their priorities. And the worst part, you know you're assuming, but you can't stop. Then there's nostalgia, looking at old photos, old messages you don't just remember. You analyze. Why did things feel easier then? Where did it shift? Was it something I did? You revisit the past like it's a puzzle you still need to solve. And future events. A meeting next week, a conversation tomorrow. Your brain prepares for every possible outcome. You script responses. You predict reactions. You plan for misunderstandings that may never happen. By the time the event arrives, you're already exhausted. Another quiet trigger, when someone says, we need to talk, no context, just that, your heart drops. You immediately jump to the worst scenario. You scan recent memories for mistakes. You brace for impact. And sometimes it turns out to be nothing serious. But your body doesn't forget the panic. When someone seems happier with someone else, you notice the way they laugh, the ease, the comfort, and you compare. Am I boring? Am I harder to be around? You don't want to compete. But you feel replaced in moments that aren't even competitions. Another one, when you finally feel calm, peaceful. And your brain whispers this won't last. You anticipate the next problem, the next shift. You struggle to fully relax because you're preparing for disruption. It's like your mind believes calm is temporary. And then there's being misunderstood. You say something with one intention, they interpret it differently. Even after it's clarified, you replay it. You imagine what they must think of you now. You wonder if their perception permanently changed. You wish you could rewind. Or when you care about someone deeply, that alone becomes a trigger. Because now there's more to lose. You start calculating risks, analyzing your words more carefully, monitoring your own behavior. Love doesn't feel simple. It feels fragile. Another quiet one. When someone doesn't need you, they handle something on their own. Instead of feeling proud, you feel unnecessary. You question your place, your value, your role, even if they never intended that. And finally, the biggest one, your own thoughts. Sometimes nothing happens. No message, no look, no shift. Just a random thought that enters your mind. What if they're tired of me? What if I'm falling behind? What if I ruin this? And once it's there, it grows, it multiplies, you try to reason with it. But it keeps asking for more analysis, more reassurance, more certainty. It's exhausting, isn't it? To feel like your mind is always on guard, always scanning, always decoding invisible signals. You don't even notice when it started. Maybe it felt protective at first. Like if you think through everything, nothing can surprise you. Like if you analyze every angle, you can prevent pain. But sometimes it just makes the night longer and heavier. You sit there in the quiet, and your brain keeps searching for meaning in things that might not even have meaning. You wonder what it would feel like to just take things at face value, to read okay and believe it's just okay, to sleep without rehearsing, to let silence be silence. You're not dramatic, you're not weak. Your mind just learned to stay alert, maybe too alert. And maybe tonight, just noticing that is enough. Not fixing it, not solving it, just noticing that the triggers are quiet. And so are you. And maybe in this moment you can let one thought pass without chasing it. Just one. Let it float by like a cloud you don't have to name. You're allowed to rest. Even if your mind still wants to scan the horizon, you're here, breathing, in this quiet room. And nothing is happening right now. Not the imagined conversation. Not the predicted loss. Not the replayed mistake. Just this, a small pocket of stillness. And maybe that's enough for tonight.